Hi, my name is Johann Hooi, and today I'll be doing my recording for the GMAI project. So, let's start off with the player. So, yeah, my player has two finite state machines for, to make things more flexible. And yeah, I'll discuss about also the expandability in the later on. But first, onto the movement state machines. First, the standing one, the default one, where they can move around and stuff like that. If they press shift, they duck and they move around slightly slower. But if I want to go over here, if I'm standing, I can't get over here. But if I press shift, I can duck under. And if I let go of shift, it'll stay ducked because it's something above my head. But when I leave, it will unduck and go back to the standing state. And now if I press spacebar, I'll jump. And once I land, I'll land like so. So those are the basic movement states. Now then, on to taking damage and dying. So there's quite a lot of enemies now. So let's take some damage. Ignore that for a bit. So let's say they really don't like me. But yeah, as you can see, every time I take damage, I turn red in color, and I turn red in color, very red actually. And my state changes to took damage, which is basically the equivalent of a stun state. Inside this state, I however cannot take any more damage, so that still gives me a chance to escape. But for this case, I won't. And now I'm dead, and I play the death animation, and now I'm permanently red. And also this one was state, then yeah, this is a state actually, because I wanted to be able to display on the bottom left. So yeah, now he's dead. That's it. There, he's dead. Now then, onto the combat states. If the player were to press 1, regardless of whichever state they're in, except it's not stun, they can equip the weapon. So yeah, and if left click, the normal attack. So let's go test this out. Let's see. Let's say you don't like this guy right here. You whack him around a little bit. So he's about to attack me, but no. Oops. Yeah. The attacks have the ability to stun enemies as well. So yeah, that's the basic attack. Now then, on the next form of attack, the heavy attack. Also, please notice in this state, the movement FSM changes to a special attack, which is similar to the stun state in that the player cannot do anything. However, they can still be damaged. So yeah, it's basically a very bad state to be in. However, this grants flexibility to the attack, as they can now do things like as they can now, like, they allow a lot more freedom. In the case of a heavy attack, not much, because it doesn't really do anything with it. But later I'll show you. Later I'll show the third form of attack. But yeah, so there's a heavy attack. Oops, I got interrupted. But yeah, hold up. Ouch. Press right click, and there's nothing with it. Whoops. Ah! Oh god, please have mercy. So yeah, I can also do it mid-air, which is nice. But if I hit anything, they instantly die. Very convenient. Oops. Oh god. Okay, another one bites the dust. So that's the heavy attack. Now then, onto the final form of attack. That would be the backstab. If I were to go behind an enemy and like use my normal attack, they instantly die, and I play the second animation. And because I was using I'm not sure if you saw this, but he needs more biomass to spawn more eggs. Give him a while. Oh yeah, because he sees me, that's why he's too shy. I move away a little bit, he should spawn more eggs. There we go. I'll touch on the creature more later on, but yeah. We just need more enemies to test our stuff with. Okay, so you can see, we go behind an enemy, and left click, it backstabs. I actually teleport behind them and backstab. So let's see that one last time, and I also want to demonstrate the changes to the movement FSM. But yeah, as you can see, it transitions to the special attack. So more flexibility. As you can see, I teleported my character, and also in the special attack I can't do anything. So yeah, so this has potential for expansion in the future, as let's say I can have two different types of attacks. First, the major attacks like the backstab or the heavy attack, where something major happens and I can't allow the player to do anything else. Or I can also implement some sort of light attack, in like any like light forms of attack in the future where they can pair well with the movement states just like this. So it allows for future extensibility as well. So that basically sums up the player. So now let's move on to the enemy. So the NPC enemy are the things that they pop out from the eggs and they like walk around and stuff. So yeah, let's go see the behavior of one. So you just hide around here for a bit. So this one, they flex their muscles around for about 5 seconds before they actually start looking for the player. And now they transition to a 6th state where they look around looking for the player. And also they're walking around because they're not so urgent. And okay. So it also has it can actually detect the player through several methods as well. Oops. Oh god. Yeah. When the creature sees me, it can actually call for help. I'll touch on that later on. But what's important is that now they're all after me. Okay, this is not good. Okay, so let's say I jump up. Ouch. Okay, not enough momentum. That's not good. Yeah, so I jump up. They can jump along with me too. So like I can't really run or hide. Oh, ignore that. That happens every once in a while. So they can jump up and down surfaces and chase after me. So that way it's kind of difficult for me to escape. So yeah, in this state when they're chasing after me, it's called a chase state. And when they're looking for me, yeah, let me just move myself out of the way a little bit first. So in this state, they're just walking around and they actually move to random locations using a random position generator, which I won't really talk about unfortunately. So yeah, they just move around looking for the player. Once they find it, they chase after the player. That's the seek and chase state. So also, when you're traversing the Navbash links, they're playing the jump animation and stuff. Let's try showing it to you again. Oops, lost track of the player. Yes, I made my enemies very blind. I'll talk about the detection mechanisms later on as well. So jump up and jump down. And during that state, it's an airborne state where I can't really attack or do anything else. Because they're supposed to be jumping, they're not supposed to be able to attack and stuff like that. Now next, onto their actual attack. As you can see from their projection lines and stuff like that, that's their attack. So if the player is within range, they'll start attacking. Like so. They'll project the projected like range of attack and let a rip, and anything within this thing automatically gets hit. So that's how the attack works. Yeah, so that's attack. Now, as for took damage and death. Alright, let's kill him. So if I whack them, they turn red, and they also play a stun animation, and also their attacks get cancelled. So let's say hit him around a few more times, and it did it. Ta-da! And they all did. So that's the death. Yeah. So finally, onto the help state. This one is quite a. Let me just hide again so I can show you. So I'm not sure if you saw this again. Saw it just now, but when the NPC saw the player, he called for help. Unfortunately, it's kind of swarming over here for a bit right now. So okay, so let's get within the player. Because although yes, some enemies have detected me, if I get within range and let's say like it can't attack me, instead of call for help, it'll call its goonies to swarm me. And in this state, as you can see, every single enemy now knows where I am and is now charging towards me. Yeah, so this is the help state where the NPC is being called for help. So that's basically the NPC enemy. Now then, finally, onto the NPC creature. Now the NPC creature, okay, let's talk about that. First things first, for some context, this targeted thing, it's the nest of the creature. And these circle things are the different like incubation pods or something similar. I don't know. I don't know of a good name for them actually. But yeah, at the start of the game, it spawns a random one at each at random locations, and they'll pop. And it only does this when it has yet to spot the player. The moment it spots the player, however, it also uses the cone of vision and Oh yeah, I didn't actually talk about the detection. Okay, so both the enemies and the creature use a similar form of player detection, where let's skip for a bit. Okay. Alright. Yeah, mercy. Also, the enemies, when they lose track of the player, they actually run towards the last known location. So that way, it's very hard for the player to escape. It's even more hard when you take the hive mind into account. What the hive mind is it constantly keeps tracks of the enemies with direct vision with the player. And based on that, if let's say there are multiple enemies chasing after the player, if any of them lose track, they'll check. Does any other enemy who currently is like keeping track of the player, like is there any other enemy that's direct eye contact? And if there is, then they know that they still have a general grasp of where the player is. So it's sort of hive mind where they pull out where they pull their data together, to actually collectively chase after the player. So that way, when there's more than one enemy chasing after the player, it's very difficult to get away. So yeah, wait, I was supposed to talk about detection. I was talking about the hive mind. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so onto the detection. The enemy detects the player. The enemy detect the player a similar way as well, but it's easier to damage on the creature. So let's say let's kinda let's make it important. Let's make it so that it can no longer generate any biomass. So hold up, it's kind of it's lagging a little bit because I'm selecting the creature, but as you can see, if I sneak up, it doesn't notice me at all. However, the more I stand up, it instantly knows that I'm here. So you can sneak out an enemy. That's like the sort of method I was going for. So you can sneak out on them. And however, if let's say you're within their cone of vision, regardless of whether you're sneaked or not, they'll know that you're there and they'll go after you. So sneaking only works when you're outside the cone of vision, just like in real life. As you can see, he no longer sees me. But when I stand up, he knows I'm here. And this is very good to pair with the sneak attacks. I go behind them, left click, and tada, sneak attack. Backstab, sorry. So yeah, that's how they detect players and stuff. They have two methods. Oh, also, the final way is that, let's say I get aggro of the creature real quick, call for help, but if I hide behind the wall, it no longer recognizes me. So it also makes sure there's nothing between the enemy and the player. So if I go like this, so running towards the last known location, forgot about that. But yeah, so there's no direct eye contact. Oh god. But yeah, it also checks whether there's actually any anything blocking between, and if there is, then it doesn't count. That's how the detection works with the player, and then but that's how the detection works for both the NPCs. Now then, onto the okay. Oh yeah, it's on the BT. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we talked about the legs, like here. When it has yet to spot the player and is not taking any damage or not stunned or anything, it just simply lasix, like so. How cute. Okay. Yeah, so legs. However, let's say it sees the player. Oops, sorry, I'm selecting a thing, so it's lagging a little bit. So let's say it sees the player. The first thing I do is, let's say it's not in a position to attack the player, it'll call for help. However, if let's say I sneak on an enemy and I'm not far away for it to not be able to do anything to me, it actually won't call for help. So let me demonstrate. So let's say I just enter here. As you can see, it's going straight to attacking and not calling for help because I'm not far away enough for it to do so. So that's also decision making, where if it can't attack me, at the very least it'll ask its goons to come attack me. It's not, but obviously it would like to attach. It would like to just rip me to shreds by itself. Now, finally, onto its stunned and damaged states. Now let's say I take off the boxing glove, take off the kitty gloves and start whacking a little bit. So first I can interact its attacks by just left clicking or whatever, and it cover attacks and stun lock it. So whenever it gets hit, it plays the animation, and yeah, it takes damage, and it can't do anything during the state, so it's basically stunned. And if you kill it, if you hit it high enough, times, it just rolls over and dies permanently. So now it is dead. So yeah, that's basically essentially that's everything. Yeah. So thank you for watching.